baby, my Valentine, yeah. Boy, now you're making my temperature rise. If you leave me, I go die. I swear, you are like the oxygen I...
In a case of a piston, where are you referring to a piston in a situation where it does not eject the cartridge case, or are you talking about the missing cartridge case after it has been ejected?
It can be that the cartridge case could be missing after it has been ejected. It can be that when the shot was fired, there was a disturbance of the slide where the slide couldn't move backward. It could not eject the fired cartridge case. The cartridge case will remain inside the firearm, where we normally call it a stoppage.
Kungenzeka-ke ukuthi emuva kokuthi-ke isibhamu siphumile igobholondololo-ke lingabonakali-ke ukuthi kuphi noma kungatholakali, noma-ke kube khona-ke ukuphazamiseka okwenzekayo-ke ngaphakathi ukuthi-ke lingaphumi kodwa lisale ngasemuva.
On the latter explanation, if a cartridge case is stuck inside what you call it stoppage, will it be able to fire the next shot after it has blocked inside the cartridge is blocked inside is it a caliber or what? Wait.
Inside the chamber.
Inside the chamber, sorry.
My lord, if there's a stoppage and the fired cartridge that's stuck inside the cartridge, inside the chamber, the firearm will not fire. You have to cork it so that it can eject and then you can load another one.
Uma kuwukuthi-ke lisele ngasemuva-ke igobholondololo isibhamu ngeke sidubule futhi kuzofanele-ke usikhokhe-ke bese liyaphuma ukuze uphinde udubule futhi.
When you cock a firearm, that's when you're using both hands.
That's correct, my lord. That's when you pull the slide backward and then you release it to move forward.
Ila-ke islide-ke usiletha ngasemuva bese-ke liyaphuma-ke bese futhi-ke usangaphambili lokho kubizwa ngokuthi slide.
So now let's look at the evidence, because we're talking about possibilities. Let's look at the real evidence as to what actually happened. I understand the nature of your evidence in terms of reconstructing the crime scene. But now let's look at what, when I look at my records, I saw where Musia gave a description of a 38 revolver because there were no cartridges that were found on the floor. We can't rule the possibility that it was a 38 special that was used. We can't vehemently overrule that fact that a 38 special might be used.
My lord, I will overrule that, as the only evidence that was recovered at the crime scene is the bullet of 9mm, not of 38 special.
Mina-ke ngizokuqangali ukuthi-ke angeke siphikiseke ukuthi kungenzeka-ke ukuthi i-38 yasetshenziswa laphayana. Mina ngizothi-ke ukuphela kobufakazi obatholakala laphayana kwakubufakazi-ke obukhomba noma ukuthi-ke kwasetshenziswa i-9mm.
All right. I'll get back to the statements of those people that said a 38 special was used. I'm concerned about one thing here. The incident occurred on the 10th of October, 2014. The 26th of October, 2014. Then a firearm was brought to you on the 3rd of November, 2014. And that firearm belonged to Chico. It was 7 days or 8 days after the incident happened. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree with that.
Isigameko lesi senzeka nge-26 ku-October 2014. Isibhamu salethwa kuwena nge-3 November 2014. Isibhamu leso-ke kwakuyesikaChico. Amalanga-ke awu-7 noma awu-8 emuva kokuthi isigameko senzeka. Yebo, ngiyavuma.
And as it has been put on record that Longwe was, being the son of Chico Twala, was also present was also in the place where the incident took place on the night Senzo was killed. I'm just putting to you that Longwe, it is on record before this honorable court that Longwe was at the crime scene when Senzo was shot. I mean, according to the evidence of the witnesses, Longwe was the first person to leave the house before any shooting took place, according to the state witnesses.
Sorry, Mr.
Do you
Mngomezulu.
understand?
I want
Yes.
to be fair to your client and yourself. You've put two propositions now.
May I
The
just...
first one is that Longwe shot.
Yes.
Now, the second one, you're saying Longwe exited the house before there was shooting.
Yes.
Two mutually destructive.
May I start
measures.
with the first one, my lord?
No, you
I
got to decide.
understand.
I'm just saying, I want to be fair. Don't want to
Yes.
say you contradicted yourself or you contradicted your client.
Yes. Longwe, according to the evidence of the defense, is the one who shot Senzo Meyiwa with a 38 special revolver. You won't dispute that.
My lord, if they say Longo is the one who shot with a 38 special revolver, why do they bring the father's firearm to the lab to be tested? If it's not a 38 special, it's a pistol.
Uma uthi ke nithi ke nina ke ngabameli uLongwe owadubula ke no uSenzo emdubula ngayo i38 special kungani ke kwalethwa isibhamu sikababa wakhe ekungasiyona ke i38 kodwa ke ekuyisibhamu esiyipistol.
The state witnesses said Longwe was the one who exited the house, which they rebutted the evidence of the witness that I'll call for accused number one, for accused number one's defense, who says Longwe is the one who shot a fire at Senzo.
My lord, if I have to explain some of the things, I was not surprised if they brought Chico's firearm to be tested, because there were allegations that Longo is the one who shot with his father. So there were those allegations. So they brought the allegations so that to clear the allegations that whether it's that firearm that was used or not. It happens a lot where in different instances, like in instances where police officers are involved in the shooting.
Lana
If
ke
it's-
angichaze lokho okulandelayo. Angizange kungimangazeke mina ukuthi kwalethwa isibhamu sikababa wakhe noma ke isibhamu sikaChico ngoba kwakunalezi insolo ezazithi uLongo uyena owadubula. Manje ke ukususa ke lezo insolo lezo kwalethwa ke leso sibhamu leso sikababa wakhe.
We had incidents where we found that 2 or 3 police officers were involved in the shooting, but in a group of about 10 police, then they will take all the firearms, send them to the lab to be tested. We had such incidents. Even if they bring this one, I was not surprised because I know what was happening with the investigations.
Kuyenzeka ke kusigameko la khona ke sithi amaphoyisa amaningi ke amabili amathathu ayishumi adubula ukuthi kuzothathwa zonke lezo ibhamu lezo zalo amaphoyisa zilethwe elab nalana ke akuzange kungimangazeke ukuthi kwalethwa lesi sibhamu.
Okay. So according to, are you done, sir?
I'm done.
Okay, thanks, Colonel. Colonel, are you telling this court that these allegations are not new before? They are not new as they are put today in this court? These allegations were allegations that were made because it was 8 days in between. That means these allegations started just after the incident happened, prior to the examination of Chico's firearm.
I don't know when they start, but I know that there were allegations that Longo could be the one who fired with his father's firearm. And the firearm was brought to us to examine so that we can eliminate it. If it's not the correct firearm, we eliminate it, say no, it's not the correct firearm. Then the IO must continue to look for the correct firearm.
Ukuthi zaqala ninike le insolo lezi ukuthi ke kwakuLongwe owadubula angazi kodwa ngishoyo ukuthi isibhamu leso sikababa wakhe salethwa ke ukuthi uma kuwukuthi akusona ke sikhishwe leso sibhamu ukuze ke ophenye icala ke aqhubeke nophenya atholeke isibhamu ekuyisona esadubula.
Yeah, but you're the one who talked about these allegations which led to Chico's Twala's firearm being examined. When did you hear these allegations? When?
I can't say when did I hear, but I
Was
know
it
that
in
it was-
2014?
It was in 2014, yes.
Thank you.
Angeke ngisho ukuthi ninike kodwa kwakungo-2014 uma ke ngizwa ngazo le nsolo lezi.
You'll agree with me that there's no smoke without fire.
There's no smoke without fire.
That's correct.
Which law is that?
I suppose. The witness doesn't have to.
I want to,
answer it.
no, I just want to, I don't want to be rushed in terms of what I want to put. If I say there's no smoke without fire, it's a proverb or it's an idiom which I use to make up a follow up on the submissions that I'll make. If I say there's no smoke without fire, that means they can't make such allegations without the reasons.
My lord, there's
Because-
many allegations which were made on this case. A lot of allegations were made.
I'm
so
talking
I cannot say-
precisely about Longwe. I'm talking about Longwe.
Lana engimangikusho ke ukuthi uma ngithi ke angeke nje kuvele kwenzeke insolo nje ngaphandle nje kwesizathu. Umephendula ke ufakazi ukuthi ke mningi kabi insolo ezenziwa kule cala leli.
I'm relating to the allegations that are attached to Longwe as the person who killed Senzo, whether accidentally or otherwise. But the fact of the matter is that these allegations are that Longwe is the one who shot Senzo using a 38 special. Let me move on. There's a witness who's coming to testify in respect of accused number 1, who will tell this court that there were 3 shots that were fired. You said there were 2 shots that were fired in the house. You said there are 2 shots that were fired. Are you making that conclusion on the basis of what was found as exhibits in the crime scene?
My lord, I could only account for 2 shots which were fired. The third one, I don't know of it. If there were 3 shots fired inside the house, then the bullet fired must have hit somewhere in the house, and there was no other bullet damage that was found in the house.
Mina ke ngiphendula noma ngikhuluma ke ukuqhuma kwesibhamu amahlandla amabili ngoba ke uma kuwukuthi ke saqhuma ke isibhamu kathathu ukusho ukuthi leyo nhlamvu khona nje la yashaya khona ke kodwa ke akukho kunye ukulimala okwabonakala ke endlini.
Yes, that's why I'm saying, based on your conclusion, it relies on what you have found as exhibits, not on the general observation or on your independent opinion as to how many shots were fired. You relied on what you were given as exhibits that were found in the crime scene. Correct?
My lord, not on what I was given or not what was said to me, but based on the physical evidence that was there on the crime scene. It's only 2 shots fired, not 3 shots.
Mina ke hayi ngento engayitshelwa noma into ke eyalethwa kumina kodwa ke ngokobufakazi obabukhona ke obabulaphayana endlini ukuthi isibhamu saqhuma amahlandla amabili aya amathathu.
Let me tell you another exhibit that was not found in the crime scene. That exhibit was with Longwe until it was taken out of his foot on his ankle. Let me put it this way. There were 3 shots that were fired. I'll call that witness who will come in, give evidence.
What's his name, if the court may know?
I may not divulge the...
Why not?
My lord,
That's the defense. Okay, but just listen to me.
yes.
You are obligated. There's no proof or onus on you to prove anything.
Yes.
But you are obligated in terms of the case of State versus Crossley, it was done by my brother Maluleke, that you must put your version. Okay,
Yes, I
you're not
understand.
forced, but if you don't,
May I just address the court in
Yeah, fine.
relation to the safety of those witnesses, my lord? Their identity cannot be said openly in court because they still have to apply for the protection of such witnesses.
no, that's your own business to take care of it. I'm just telling you what the law says.
Yeah, but my lord, I may not be compelled to
No,
disclose
you are
the
not being
identity.
compelled.
Yes.
I'm
Even
can't
the
compel
state at some stage did not want to disclose some.
Who? This witness?
No, the state. Let me retract it. Let me just put it this way. My lord, these witnesses' identity, they asked that they should not be disclosed at this stage.
Yeah, fine,
Yes.
fine.
This witness will tell the court that there were 3 shots that were fired in the house. The one is the one that caused an injury. Sorry? Young lady. May I approach number 1?
Yes. 3 shots.
Thank you, Madam
Okay.
All right. Firstly, let's clarify this aspect of the shots that were fired. The state witnesses said there were 3. I'll be precise by saying Mthokozisi Twala. He stated that there were 3 shots that were fired. Zandi Kumalo stated that there were 3 shots that were fired. And I believe, who's the guy from Devon? Was from Devon? Tumelo Madlala. They all concluded that they gave evidence that 3 shots were fired. I'm talking about the state witnesses before I get into my witnesses. They said 3 shots were fired. You can't dispute them.
My lord, inside the house, it's only 2 shots fired. Maybe the 3rd one was fired outside the house, where you couldn't see any bullet damage or any. But inside the house, it's only 2 shots fired.
Ofakazi-ke uyababiza-ke uMr Mngomezulu, uTumelo, Mngomezulu, kanye naye uZandile bathi-ke isibhamu sakho makathathe. Mhlambe-ke esesithathu-ke uma siqhuma-ke ihlanga lesithathu kwenzeka ngaphandle-ke kodwa phakathi endlini isibhamu sakho makabili.
All right. Let me put this version to you, according to those witnesses that I don't want to disclose at this stage. 3 shots were fired. 1 shot is the one that caused injury to Zandi on her leg. The other shot is the one that Longwe Twala shot himself on the leg while they were struggling for the gun. The 3rd one is the one that shot Senzo Meyiwa. But I'm not mentioning them according to the sequence of how they happened. I mean, all these 3 shots, they caused injury to Zandi. The one was stuck in the ankle of Longwe Twala, and the other one is the one who shot Senzo dead.
My lord, I don't know of any injuries that Longwe sustained. If he sustained any gunshot on the leg, was there an entrance and an exit of the bullet, or what happened to the bullet?
Ngokusho-ke kwalabo ofakazi-ke engeke ngibasho-ke ngenxa-ke yezizathu zokuvikeleka kwabo. Isibhamu sakhe makathathu kwashayeka uZandi ulongweke wabe senaye-ke eseyayidubula-ke ngalesikhathi-ke belwa ngaso-ke isibhamu elesithathu-ke ihlandla ila shaya khona-ke umufi uSenzo Meyiwa. Uthi mephendula-ke anginalo-ke ulwazi lokuthi-ke ulongweke wadubuleka naye-ke uma kuwukuthi wadubuleka-ke khona la inhlamvu yangena khona yabe isiyophuma futhi.
Longwe, after that incident, that wound became septic, and he went to a doctor, the late Dr. Mbatsane, who referred Longwe Twala to Dr. Modise in Rand Hospital, where a bullet was taken from Longwe's foot.
Sorry, you say Dr. Mbatsana,
Dr. Mbatsane was the first doctor.
right? And then Mbatsana refers the
The
patient,
patient to Dr. Modise
Modise.
at Rand Hospital.
Rend.
Rand Hospital.
Okay, fine.
Do you have any comment on it?
My lord, I cannot comment on that because I don't know anything of the injuries that Longwe sustained at the scene.
Akukho-ke engingakusho mayelana nalokho ukuthi-ke ulongweke wabe esebona-ke udokotela uMbantsane yena-ke owamdlulisela kudokotela uModise eRand. Uthi-ke akukho engingakusho ngalokho-ke ngoba-ke akukho engikwaziyo ngokulimala kukaLongwe kwindawo yesigameko.
I just wanted to demonstrate that there were 3 shots that were fired. And the last shot, and the other shot is the one that shot Senzo, and eventually he lost his life. There were 3 shots, not 2 shots.
My lord, I'm still repeating what I said. I can only account for 2 shots that I found at the scene. The third one, I don't know.
Ngisamile-ke kuloko bengikade ngikusho ukuthi mina-ke isibhamu saqhuma kabili-ke kwesithathu angikwazi.
Colonel, there's one thing that also needs to be visited in terms of the scene being contaminated. I was informed, or there's evidence before this court, that if not mistaken, Kelly Kumalo called Chico Twala after the incident. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware, my lord.
Anginalo ulwazi lokuthi-ke emuva kwesigameko uKelly Khumalo waseshayela ucingo uChico Twala.
All right. Now, as I've put it to you yesterday, before I conclude my cross-examination, I said there were senior officers that were at the crime scene after Senzo was shot. Are you aware of the MEC of Health that was at the crime scene?
MEC of Health?
Yes. in
No, my
Gauteng.
lord, I'm not aware.
Bengishilo-ke kuwena-ke ukuthi-ke kwakunamaphoyisa-ke ey'khundla ey'phezulu afika-ke kwindawo yesigameko. Ungabe uyazi yini-ke ngongqongqoshe-ke wezempilo noma MEC of Health owayekhona-ke naye laphaya? Cha, angikwazi lokho.
The scene was also attended by the late Brigadier Ndlovu. Are you aware of that?
Yes, Brigadier Ndlovu, I am aware of that.
Brigadier Ndlovu naye-ke waya-ke yebo Brigadier Ndlovu ngiyazi.
Are you aware of the presence of General Shedrack Spear on the day of the...
My lord, I'm aware of General Sibia was at the scene also. Attended the scene.
Ngiyazi nokuthi uGeneral Sibia naye-ke wayekhona kwindawo yesigameko.
General Spear at that time, was he the senior? I'm just asking. If you don't know, you don't know. Was he a senior to Brigadier Ndlovu?
My lord, during the incident, General Sibia was at the Hawks, DPCI, and the General Ndlovu was at the Detective Provincial Office.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso-ke kwenzeka isigameko, uGeneral Sibia yena-ke wayekuma-Hawks, bese kuthi ke uGeneral Ndlovu ke yena ke kuma detectives.
Who else can you think, or who else do you know was present, who was in a senior position, other than Shadrach Spear and Brigadier Ndlovu, and the MEC for him? Do you know?
I only know of, I heard that General Musigili was also on the scene. Musigili.
Musikili. Ngiyazi futhi noma ngezazi futhi nokuthi no General Musikili naye wayekhona ke lapho.
So you would agree with me that these senior officials were at the crime scene, I would say, around 12 at night.
My lord, I don't know the time that they were at the scene, but what I know is General Sivia came to the scene as head of DPCI on the province,
Yes.
and General Ndlovu came to the scene as provincial head of detective on the scene.
Angazi isikhathi abafika ngaso engikwaziyo ukuthi ke uGeneral Sibiya waye laphayana ke nanjengophethe ke noma ongameleke iDPCI noma kubizwa ukuthi ama-Hawks kwisifunda bese kuthi uGeneral Ndlovu wayake ngoba kuthi uyena ke ohola abaseshi noma ke ama-detectives kwisifunda.
And General Musigili was also from the province.
Naye ke uGeneral Musigili wayebuya kusona isifunda.
Do you know if there was any communication between General Spear and Mr. Silo Chico Twala?
Any communications?
Yes.
No, my lord, I don't know them.
Uyazi yini ukuthi kwakukhona yini ukukhuluma noma ke ukuxoxa kwakukhona phakathi kwaGeneral Sibiya noChico Twala? Ngikwazi lokho.
Was Chico Twala also on the scene, if I may be clarified?
No. I've
Hello?
put it long time that Chico was not there. Even during the evidence of Mr. Stein, I've said it that a cell phone which was recorded in the name of Chico was not at the crime scene.
So the discussion was supposed to have taken place where?
It was a discussion, a communication between Chico Twala and General Spear.
At
When
the scene?
General Spear was at the scene.
At the scene.
Yeah, Chico was not
Yeah,
at
you
the
can
scene.
communicate with the phone. So
Yes.
you're communicating with Chico, not on the scene.
Correct.
But Twala, Sibia at the scene.
Yes,
That's what I want to know.
that's correct.
Yes.
I just want to establish do you know whether, or did it came to your attention that General Spear also phoned Warrant Officer Makubo to attend to the crime scene?
Warrant Officer Makubu?
Yes, Mishek Makubo.
No, I
He
don't
was
know.
called after 12 midnight, towards 1 in the morning, early hours in the morning.
From which section was Warrant Officer Makubu?
He's from the DPCI, from the Hawks.
My lord, what I understood was General Sibia was from the DPCI, from the Hawks. General Ndlovu was from provincial office. No, because Senzo was the national goalkeeper of the. After the incident, DPCI came to the scene to attend the scene to find out what transpired. Maybe the docket will be theirs. So if General Sibia comes to the scene, he will call his team of investigating officers to come with him.
Yeah.
General Ndlovu also called his team of investigating officers to come to the scene.
Correct.
But this thing was discussed at the scene. That's where the agreement was made that the provincial office will take over the docket, and then General Sibia and his members withdrew from the scene.
Okwenzeka lana ke ngaba uyazini ke ukuthi ke uGeneral Sibiya washayela ucingo washayela yena ke uwarrant officer Makubo uMishek naye osebenza kuma Hawks. Umephendula ke ufakazi uthi okwenzeka lana ukuthi ngenxa yokuthi ke uSenzo ke waye nozinti ke noma ke ugoalkeeper we-national team kwase manje kuza ke ama-DPCI ukuzolalela ukuthi kwenzakalani naye ke futhi iprovince noma isifunda seza uma ngabe eza ke uGeneral Sibiya uzoza nethimba lakhe labaphenyi uma uNdlovu eza uzoza nethimba lakhe labaphenyi isinqumo sathathwa khona lapho ke ukuthi cha isifunda noma iprovince ezoqhubeka nophenyo wabese uGeneral Sibiya nethimba lakhe ke bayahoqa bona ke.
Since then, my lord, General Sibia was never involved in the investigations. General Ndlovu and the provincial team and head office also were involved in this but not General Sibiya.
Ukusuka-ke ngaleso sikhathi leso-ke uGeneral Sibiya akabanga yingxenye yethimba eliphenyayo noma yophenyo-ke kwaba-ke uGeneral Ndlovu nethimba lakhe-ke kanye-ke nesifunda-ke kanye futhi-ke nayo i-head office.
I'm talking about what happened that night. I'm not talking about general investigations. I'm saying I'll call Makubo on my defense, who will come and give evidence relating to that evidence. Makubo was called by General Sibiya that night. Upon his arrival, he called him aside to assist him to reconstruct the crime scene. And certain questions, I'll tell those questions that General Sibiya asked from Warrant Officer Makubo.
My lord, if he was called to reconstruct the crime scene, in what way will he reconstruct the scene?
Engikushoyo-ke mina-ke hayi lokho okhulumayo wena kophenyo ukuthi-ke uGeneral Sibiya waxhumana-ke naye uMakhubo uma esefika lapho wambizela ecaleni-ke wamcela-ke ukuthi alekeleleke ukuthi-ke balungiseke noma benzeka ushaka noma lokhu kubizwa ngokuthi phecelezi-ke reconstructor i-crime scene noma indawo yesigameko. Uthi-ke uma iphendula akwenze ngayiphi-ke indlela uma kuwukuthi wakwenza lokho.
All right. Before I get into that question that you have just posed, are you aware that Warrant Officer Makubo is investigating the docket 375 of 375 of 01/2019? Are you aware of that?
My lord, I'm aware that there was a docket open, but I don't know who was investigating that docket.
Ingabe uyazi yini ukuthi-ke uMakhubo uphenya lela dokodo eliwu-375/01/2019? Ngiyazi ukuthi yebo khona-ke idokodo lavulwa kodwa ngazi ukuthi ubani oliphenyayo.
Let me get back into what will be is the version of Warrant Officer Makubo. He said he was called upon his arrival. Shedrack Sibiya called him and asked him if he observed what has happened here, what could be his opinion. And Warrant Officer Makubo, after he has assessed the scene, he told General Sibiya there and there that there are no intruders that came here.
As a court, please, my lord, I don't know if it's proper to put hearsay evidence to this witness. If Makubo is going to testify, Warrant Officer Makubo is going to testify, he can testify about that. But to slip in hearsay evidence by General Sibiya via Makubo, we submit, my lord, that that is not permissible.
Yes, Mr. Mngomezulu.
It's not hearsay because I mentioned that I'm going to call Warrant Officer Makubo. The only thing that my colleague can fix at the moment is to prepare the calling of Captain Bentley. Who's that? Bentley? The one that who Bentley? Yes, the one who called Mangena to the scene. I think he should be concerned about that. Because I said I'm going to call I've called Warrant Officer Makubo, and I still have to call him on the so that cannot be a hearsay. This is what he's going to tell the court, because I put it here on record that Makubo will tell the court that upon his observation, after he concluded checking the scene, he told Shedrack Sibiya there and there was no hesitation. He told Makubo that, he told General Sibiya that there are no intruders.
And this is after 12 o'clock.
That is after that.
And the alleged murder of
It happened
Senzo
at
happened at
10,
about
9.
9, 8, somewhere.
9,
Half
yes.
past 8, 9.
That's correct.
So he comes after 3 hours.
It comes after 3
The
hours.
house is empty.
Yes,
There are no intruders, he says.
yes,
Okay,
no
fine.
intruders. Then he told General Sibiya that people that are in the house knows what happened.
My lord, I can't comment on that. I don't know anything about that.
Kuloko kushoyo ke ukuthi ke uSibiya wakhulumisana noMakhubo waseke uMakhubo lapho ke etshela uSibiya ke ukuthi cha abekho abantu abangena lana abantu abasendlini bayazi ukuthi kwenzekani akukho engingakusho kuloko.
Do you know of any meeting or a second meeting that was held at Melrose Ark? At Melrose Ark.
No, my lord, I don't know of any meetings.
Akukho engikwaziyo mayelana nomhlangano owenzeka eMelrose Ark.
Thank you, sir. Before I conclude, may I just quickly check if there's something I've omitted? Oh, lastly, my lord, may I have your permission to approach accused number 1?
Yeah, fine. No problem. Do you know Melrose Arch, sir? Is there a police station there?
I don't know, my lord.
You don't know whether there's a police station there? How do you
There's
know?
a police station, not Santen.
How do you know?
Santen police station.
Melrose Arch. Now I want to know.
I know it.
Yeah, how do you know it? If you do know it.
I only know it when I pass them.
Ngiyazi ngokudlula khona ke eMelrose Ark.
Okay.
To survive.